So, fun times ahead. The Elf Data Impact rumors are striking up again. I feel like if that's going to be televised, I mean, I don't think it will happen, but it's possible. So, we had Gerrit and Henk blow through, but now that like the two storms have blown through, the ridiculously frigid Nordics air is going to come sweeping down. But much like what happens when like something has a thing, the cold air is going to come down onto the mainland. And then you'll have, and then they're going to get a little warmer-ish. I mean, they'll still be slightly above freezing. But next week, we are supposed to be at a high of 0. It's going to be sunny, lows down to -7. Elfstede Intocht is a lot like Sinterklaas Intocht. Arrival. That's why I called it Krampus Intocht. So Elfstede Intocht, 11 city arrival. And it's basically skaters, ice skaters, start in one city and ice skate on connected canals through 11 cities in Friesland and Groningen. Maybe just Friesland. So, yeah. The boats have been parked outside a lot. It's been weird. Like, I'm used to them parking there for a little while, but then like, I don't know. Everything is very quiet right now, except for the birds. Oh, look at that. Pearl is solving coffee pads now. Geheime Akte in Hand. Even kijken over de fiets. Ja. Last week when I wasn't going anywhere because Aaron was still on vacation, we came in here after a long walk and I checked on the bike. It's awkward, but like you can see them here because they have a slight shadow. But sometimes my eyes don't see them very well. I just know that they're all there. Yeah. Like I said, I'm checking on the tire pump because I was going to take the bike up tomorrow. Good there. We're good there. So I can, because it hasn't been used in a couple weeks. But anyways, so yeah, I feel like, oh, I got my mythics done, and Raleigh, that's it. I don't feel comfortable taking anyone else in because one, I don't want anybody else to get like good gear. I don't think the box can drop the legendary axe, so there's no reason to take Rotza in there. She's already got a 476 Primal Molten Great Axe, so the only thing better than that is maybe one of the cantrip weapons out of Heroic, but she also had to get into Heroic, and that's not going to happen. But anyways, on Raleigh, I wound up getting Nimue's Spindle in the hero track. It's a 473. It's not the greatest of trinkets, but having a dump of mastery is always nice, especially for arcane, especially if I can, especially in like earlier expansions, I can drain and do a shit ton of damage, and then I have a butt ton of mastery to pump up and say, hey, my damage boost. Also, what happened is, by getting that trinket, I got 463 and all things, so I got Dreaming with Worms instead of Dreaming with Drakes. Fun times. So yeah. So now I can convert from Drake Crest to Worm Crest, which is nice because I do have a fair bit of champion gear that can be upgraded. But it allows me to get, because that's the thing is like, it doesn't matter how good you do per se. If you have champion gear, you can only go up to a certain point, and then you gotta farm the Drake Crests out of Raid Finder Vault. It's weird. You can do it, and definitely you're not going to get anything mythic, because if you can already get up to the point where you have mythic gear, you're not needing worm crests, really. You're going to need the aspect crests. I wonder if Aaron is still... Hello, what you doing? Back hurt? Huh? Ah, okay. I think the flight back messed his back up.
Yeah.
When he went from Jacksonville to Detroit, and then Detroit to here, things have been a little bit funky ever since. He's been having the back problem, so that's sitting a lot. But again, the trains weren't that big a deal, because if he had a problem, he can just get up and go walk.
Yeah.
Go to the bathroom, pop his back. He can't do that in a plane, especially if you're going from Detroit to What's-its-bucket to Amsterdam, which is, and then if you sleep wrong. So, hopefully, I did press my knee into his back earlier, so.
I popped a couple times.
Did that relieve pressure to an extent? I mean, yes, I know physically it does. That's what popping does, but.
Felt really good. So
Okay.
I guess so.
But when I was leaving, he was standing up at his desk, and I was like, bread for pasta? And he's like, okay. You should try, when you get done with that, seeing if you can, I don't know where to do this effectively, but like, grab onto the door jamb and like twist your back, but like use your arms to turn your lower back. But I'm like, but if he has a really good pop, he's going to get lightheaded and fall over. That's why he's having him press and roll his back on the bed. So if he gets lightheaded, he doesn't, well, hit his head on a floor or anything. But that's pretty much it for today. Yeah, I'll show you guys what the boats that I'm talking about. Yeah, like that boat and the one behind it have just been parked there all day. Like, I'm used to a couple boats being parked there in maybe like an hour or so. Like, obviously they back up because there's probably something coming through the locks. And sometimes they'll be there because they're like, oh, well, I don't need to go anywhere, and this is a great place to kind of stop over, but not block the loading dock that's over here, where they can put a car. But they've been there since like 9 a.m. and it's like 4. So I'm wondering what's going on. And it could just be just like with tractor trailers, they arrived early, or the thing that's going to that they're going to take the place of and fill up at isn't done filling up, there's issues with that boat or something. Because I know a few people in the States who did tractor trailers, and they would, so they said sometimes they were just stuck, like, outside the city. I would call it, that, Jubitz isn't outside the city, but that's close. They would just have to park and wait, and they'd get radioed and say, yeah, hey, guess what? Your loading bay is ready. We finally fixed the other truck. Or whatnot. Yeah. So I'm gonna have some tortillas and cheese and lettuce and the pasta, and then I'm gonna take the bike out tomorrow before the freezy time, and I'm gonna head over to the Yumbo and stuff and probably get some bike ready on